Fancy seeing y'all here. We're back. All right, I've been watching the chat the whole time as we get set up here, and there's a couple of things that I'm noticing. One, it doesn't look like my flip coin command is working for everyone. That could be for two possible reasons. Craig, I know you said that you're subscribed, but if you go to my YouTube homepage, is the subscribe button already clicked, or does it look like you have to click it again? Because I know that's a bug in YouTube. Because I know that there are channels that I'm subscribed to, for example, and they don't show up on my subscription feed. So that's the reason why when you hear me about when you subscribe to the channel, excuse me, you have to also make sure to click the bell notification icon and change it from personalized to all, so that way you're notified anytime I post new content or go live. That could be one possible bug, to where you know you're subscribed, but YouTube might not. At first, it might appear that you're not subscribed if you were at my YouTube homepage, and if that's the case, that could possibly be the reason. The other thing that's making me kind of wonder right now is, why is it always showing heads? I haven't seen it show tails yet. So I might have to. Oh, there. So it does work. I was gonna say it's supposed to be like a 50-50 thing, but it does show. it does do both at the same time. And the silent assassin is here. Tony Robles, how's it going, bud? This is the first live stream of 2023 of me doing some straight pool. So I'm only going to do this for probably about a couple of hours, maybe two at the most. So we'll see how that works from there. But I'm not sure if the flip coin command is only working for. No, it shouldn't be for mod only. It should be for subscribers. So maybe the Stream Elements bot plugin doesn't label subscribers the same way as what actual subscribers are. But we'll see. Like I said, it's new features that I'm learning how to implement. So yeah, we'll try to figure out and see what other stuff that I can actually add. Oh, cool. Thank you, Throttle Lock. You just missed the end of my last live stream. That's okay. That's why you can go back and watch it later on, so you can get another view. But you're most welcome for the Christmas streams that I did with Demetrius here. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Well, here, since it's not working for everyone, I know I can at least do this. All right, I changed it to everyone, so if it's working now, hopefully it's working. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, Hector Montalvo, you want to know about if you have pool cues? Well, I don't use pool cues. I have home cues and I have playing cues. Those are the commands that you have to use, because the home cues are the ones that I use here in my garage. And my playing cues are the ones that I take outside. So, for example, if you type in !home cues, then the bot should answer back that I'm either using my Predator Icon 4.5 or my Tuxedo, which is what I used when I was doing the drills. And my brake cue is the Predator BK3, and then I have the Predator Air 2 for the jump cue. And then there you have the list of commands are available right there in the link, and I will pin that to the top. And then if you use that at least show you the list of commands that are available to be used, at least on YouTube. These commands do not work on Facebook. I don't know if the Stream Elements bot will ever make them available. I'm sure they will at some point. I think Stream Elements was initially designed for Twitch.tv, and they've just been expanding it now to other live stream platforms. And this is at least what YouTube is currently able to do. Now, I'm not going to waste too much time here. I want to go ahead and try to get some high run attempts at some straight pool. So let's get started. So hopefully everybody sees everything okay. So the way this works is we're gonna play attempts until my total score is at least 100. So let's see how many attempts it takes for me to get to 100. Not gonna really be doing any talking. I want to be semi-serious on this, or more serious on this. Play the 10. This is difficult. Yeah. Yep. Made that harder than it needs to be. All right, so we're gonna call it 14 side pocket. Whew. wow, I did not see that happening. Not after making that 14 ball the way that I did. Wow. All right, so that's a 10. Undercut that ball. I seriously did not think I was undercutting that ball. So I still don't have the reinforcement labels put down, so you're going to see me use my Delta 13 rack, and that's the rack I used to make the rack outline. More thought into that one. Wow. All right. Another thing I didn't see coming. It's just a 4. thought my 10 ball was going to be my backup shot, but I did get away with getting a shot. Really hoping to bump that one ball into break ball position when I did that. Kind of like I did with the 15, but the 15 is not in decent break ball position. Might have to be this guy. Don't think I want to do a behind the rack hit with the 10 ball. If I try a side pocket break with the 15 ball, I have to make sure I hit this ball. So it might end up being this guy. I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna waste attempts trying to create a better break ball with only 5 balls left. These are usually tough break shots because I either need to hit the second row or I need to hit the bottom row. If I hit the middle row, the cue ball will most likely get stuck to the rack. So I gotta be real careful how I hit this. Oh well, take what I can get, right? Might have to be the 3 in the corner here. Three ball in the corner. Another wired ball somewhere that I can look for. The 11 ball, maybe. Yeah, maybe the 11 ball. Let's play this 9 first. I'm going to leave that guy alone as a backup. All right, so I the 11 ball or is it 13? Can't really tell. Might end up being the 13. $13 ball, corner pocket. Ah! Where's that 12 going? Couldn't really tell with the 11. If I would have hit the 8 would have hit the 6. The 6 would have billiard or caromed off the 1 and then came into the 11 ball. I'm not sure if the 11 ball would have been hit thick enough to be able to go in. There's a 17. Considering the break ball that I had, and then of course what I had to do to stay in the rack, well, I'm okay with that 17. Tried. Well, it's in break ball position, but I would have liked it to have been further away. That one way too soft. Thanks. Oh, I really wish I would have clipped that 9 ball. That's what I was trying. Well, I guess I deserved that. Now I gotta take my break ball out. The most important thing is to always keep the run alive. slow start, which is usually how my straight pull attempts end up going. Oh, man. Oop. 3. That might not have been the smartest breakout choice in the world. Most of the time when I go for breakout shots, I think I have an insurance ball. But then when I hit the breakout, I don't see the insurance ball. Or I'm hooked and I can't see the insurance ball I had in mind. Boy, missing shots like that is one thing that aggravates me that ends up ending my high run. Oh, really? Are you having that? Are you having that bad of a day there, dude? Is saying stuff like that gonna make you sleep better at night? That's kind of sad, my brother. I hope you start feeling better. I really do. Nobody should be that sad. Draw back. Almost 13 balls. Don't do that to me. And it did. Well, that's a ripoff. Come on, Pockets. Three and six. there's that. Touch that 3-ball. Oh, you go too far. Three ball, corner pocket. Cluster, cluster, cluster. Oh, that's not going to cut it. I'm supposed to be in front of 7 so I can shoot the 4. But I guess I'll shoot the 4 as a combo. Oh. 10. Well, there was the yo-yo drill. That was pretty much a yo-yo shot. Missed the whole rack. Are you serious? Okay. Well, let's call the 9-ball in the corner pocket. Very low percentage shot here. Oh, way off. What was that, 29? The idea on that one was the 9-ball was supposed to be the breakout shot, but when I tried to bump into the 7 and failed to do so, I moved the 9. The 9 was in a good position to be a break ball for the side pocket. When the 9-ball was more right here, then I could play it in the side and go into the stack like that. That's what the intention was until I moved it. Good. That was not the smartest play in the world. Yikes. Barely see anything. Oh, close call. That was tough. After I made that blunder there, getting trapped in the corner. That corner was already tough enough as it was. 6. That's a little too far. Don't think I want to risk that. Okay. Got it. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's 12. Oh, what does that put me at? That puts me over 100. Okay, cool. So, a little bit of a rough start there, but that's normal. At least for me, it is. All right. So, I've had a total of 10 attempts where 8 times I was not able to get out of the first rack. One time I got to the second rack, and then one time I got to the third rack. This is kind of like typical performance of me, and there's going to be at some point in time where it's just like I want to start getting, like, when am I going to start getting higher consistent numbers, kind of thing. with the amount of effort that I'm trying to put into playing. So yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. So we'll take a small break, and then we'll go at it and do it again. Okay, let's see. We pretty much know what DH stands for, so bye-bye. You can troll me all you want, but don't troll any of my viewers. So you're pretty much gone from the channel. Go ahead and make another account so more people can feel sorry for yourself, or you can feel more sorry for yourself and come in and troll again under another account. That's really sad that you have to do that. I'm perfectly fine with you trying to troll me, but don't sit there and try to troll my viewers either. Muhammad, you want to know if my program is available? It is. Let me see here. I gotta find it. That's why I make these programs. This is my high run one. So let me do this. And it's this. So let me put this for both Facebook and YouTube. This link here is for you to download the program that you see on the screen. And I hope I made it easy enough to where when you mouse over certain areas of the program, a little pop-up box should come up and tell you basically what you're supposed to be able to do with whatever area, whether you're hovering over a text box, a button, or whatever. So the program hopefully should be self-explanatory if you want to be able to track your progress during a single session. Now, what ends up happening, if I close this program right now, it'll disappear from the scene. But when I open it back up, what'll end up happening is that it opens back up and it remembers everything that I last did about it. Now, if you see at the very bottom where it says clear scores and statistics, if you do that, then it's going to wipe away everything. Pretty much starting over with a clean slate. I don't have this program designed yet to where you can save all of this information. Now, of course, there's nothing stopping you from like screenshotting it and saving it. That's one thing that you can do. But more and more as I go on, like I eventually want this to be able to save like daily attempts into files, so that way you can hopefully do like a excuse me. So that way you can hopefully do like weekly reports or monthly reports, but that's later on in the future. Plus, I have to be able to sit down and actually work on building it. Oh, sorry for the coughing. Like I said, I just wish this coughing would go away. I don't know when it will. Okay. So at this point in time, I'm open to take any questions like I normally do during any of my live streams and stuff. And then I'm going to go back and try to make a more valiant effort of an attempt. Oh, so you can deal with this. You can deal with the screenshot for now. The idea would hopefully be that. So you see the graph that I have here. The idea would be is that if I were to have all these individual files that you name by date, and then you say, well, what is my high run? What is my best average, or what is my take between this day and this day? And you'll still see some sort of graphical representation. This is only showing a graphical representation of this single attempt. If I don't ever clear scores and statistics and just keep on using it over and over and over, then I will get this long grand scheme of how am I actually doing like over the course of a couple of days or whatever. But I never thought I would intend to use it that way, but it looks like it's starting to become more and more like that. So eventually having the saving your scores purposes would excuse me would be useful. Mystique Tina Jones, this is your first time here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, and holy crap, before I go on, Patrick H., thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate that, bud. You're asking me what's my goal with this and am I a pro? Well, first off, I'm not a pro. I'm just an amateur pool player. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and do this. I have some interactive chat commands, at least on YouTube. So when you type in ! skill level, my bot will come back and tell you that I have a 632 Fargo rate, and in APA 8-ball, I'm a 7, and in APA 9-ball, I'm a 9. The game I'm playing here is called 14-1 Straight Pool, except I'm playing it in a single-player mode. So what I'm attempting to do is attempt to see how many balls I can make before I miss. So what I do is I start with all 15 balls racked normally, but then I remove the head ball because I'm going to use that as a break ball. And so I have to pocket that ball, slam the cue ball into the rack so I can open the rack up, and then attempt to run the remaining balls that are on the table. Once I run all the balls on the table, when I get down to the last ball again, before I shoot that ball, I will re-rack the other 14 balls, attempt to make that last ball, and then smash the rack open again. So when you look down below at the little scoreboard that I have here, you can see currently, my current best for tonight is 29. I've made 29 balls before I missed. Now, my all-time record is 79. I've done that twice so far in over a year. I've been able to hit 79 twice, and I have recordings of those 79s on my YouTube channel. But of tonight, because I've done 10 attempts with a current best being of 29, if you average all of my scores that I've done in all 10 attempts, I've been able to roughly do about 10 points per attempt. Though you can see that there are some individual attempts that are below 10, like the 4, the 3, the 6s, and the 9s, and so on. But that's why I designed, because what I am a pro at is a software developer. That's what I do as my 9-to-5 job. So this program that you see right over here, I built this myself. So that way I can track all of my individual scores and whatnot. And so hopefully that I can see like some form of progress. So ideally is to watch the record number grow at some point in time. And those that have been following me long enough know that that record number used to hold itself at 40 something, like 42 or 43 for a long time, until I finally got that 79. And now it's sitting at 79 for quite a long time. So eventually I would hope to be able to break the 79, let alone break into the hundreds, which is the ultimate goal. That's why I call this part of my live stream show is called the Road to 100. So once again, welcome to my channel and welcome to my live stream. Let's see. Mad Matt, you're wanting to know, have I seen an improvement in my overall game since starting this challenge? Absolutely. You'll at least be able to see that better when I play like 8-ball and 9-ball kind of thing. So when you watch any of my most recent live streams that I did for APA 8-ball, you'll see a difference. You'll see a difference. The hard part about straight pool, and I talked about this in my last live stream as to why I appreciate straight pool more and more, and actually why I like it more and more so over 9-ball than I do 8-ball, considering that I've played 9-ball and 8-ball for quite a long time. I only played straight pool a handful of times when I was younger, and now I'm just more appreciative of it because, in my opinion, I've made 29 balls right now without missing. I currently think that is more impressive than breaking and running 3 9-ball racks, because that would be 27 balls. And the reason why I think it's more impressive than breaking and running 3 9-ball racks is because in 9-ball, at least, there's what I call a reset, and that is resetting the rack. Now, here in my garage, when I practice 8-ball, 9-ball, or 10-ball, I use template racks. So anybody that knows that if you play 9-ball with a template rack, it is rather easy to, 1, make the wing ball, 2, get a cookie cutter layout, and then as long as you're able to control the cue ball, you can more than likely run out. I actually have a really good video on my channel where I can, at least on my table, I can accurately predict where all 9 balls will go on the break, and I use that to my advantage when I'm practicing, at least here on my home table, and then I still use that knowledge of how the balls are supposed to behave when you have a tight rack versus when I go play in like leagues or in tournaments that don't use magic racks. If I don't see the balls spread the way I would expect them to spread if we're using magic racks, then I kind of know what kind of fault was in the rack, meaning what kind of gaps were in the rack that produce more of a random layout rather than an actual layout. So given that, like for 8 ball, 9 ball, and 10 ball, don't get me wrong, it is difficult to break and run those racks. Don't get me wrong, it is difficult to do. But I just think it's more difficult to break and run 29 balls because there is no reset. Like if I don't have a decent break ball, like y'all have seen on some of my attempts of getting it, or some of my attempts of getting into that second rack, then the run's going to end. And if I don't have a break ball, then I have to try to manufacture a break ball and then still be able to break, and then of course get a decent spread as well. So everything that I do to be able to score 29 or even more points is all up to me. There's nothing that allows me to reset the whole thing and then continue a high run. So given that that condition, that's why I think that's why I have a higher appreciation for straight pull. So when you think about it, when I broke and ran 79 balls in straight pull, like holy cow, like what is that? That's 8 racks of 9 ball. And breaking and running 8 racks of 9 ball is also impressive. Don't get me wrong. Okay, so I don't necessarily see any questions. Oh, I did see this though. Andrew Jaworski, you wanting to know what's the highest Fargo that I've reached? That because you and I are about the same, and you only have about 700 games. The highest I've ever gotten was about 640 something, and that was after. That was after I had won 3rd place in the Texas BCA 10-ball event. Eves, thank you so much, buddy, for the $6.72 Canadian super chat. Really do appreciate it, bud. Before I went to Minnesota to train with Demetrius to do his 3-day boot camp, I was only a 614. So shortly after that, once I went through his training and started having a better concept of maneuvering the cue ball around for rotational pull, then my Fargo started skyrocketing, and I almost got into the 650s at one point. And I said to myself, well, if I get to the 650s without even trying, because I go to tournaments, I play in one professional event a year, which is the Texas State Open, and then I try to go to monthly tournaments and sometimes weekly tournaments that'll manipulate my Fargo up and down. And plus, I play in a BCA league that manipulates my Fargo up and down as well. But once I got that 3rd place and my Fargo skyrocketed, then slowly but surely my Fargo started to dip back down with some of the monthly tournaments that I would go in, where I'd be up against other like 700 rated Fargo rated players and a couple of other Fargo rated players that are of my speed as well. And so that just causes my Fargo to go up and down. So I've settled in at about 632, and I eventually just have to get out there more and and compete if I want to try to climb back up to 640, 640-ish. Sure. So we can see that at Bank Time Pool, I think you're right. At one point in time, I was somewhere in the 640s. I don't remember exactly what number it was, though. I do have a community post about it, because that's where I had said, like, I couldn't believe what my Fargo rating was at one point, and I said if I ever get to a certain stage, that I will actually try to compete more and get to 700, because 700 is going to be a real hard thing to achieve. Let me see if I can find the post. I know it's around here somewhere. Oh, maybe it was just 640. I don't think, because here's the post. The post said it was I was at 640 at one point. I think that was probably the highest that I got. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and turn this off, and let's turn this off and go do some more attempts. There was a point in time. I keep trying so many different things when I play this game. Hard breaks, soft shooting overall, like, trying not to do anything fancy. And every time I try something different, it works for a bit, and I might start getting into the 20s and 30s, and then all of a sudden, it just stops working. So, like, I'm almost running out of ideas of what to try other than don't miss. All right, so there was like a soft break. If I could ever stop missing, like then I will have solved all my problems. Right, the number one rule for any high run attempt is don't miss. You'd probably be surprised at what your high run number will be if you do that. I really want to do that. Looking at shooting the 10, breaking into this, but I don't know if I'm going to have a shot at this guy. Let alone will I just have a shot, period. And then, of course, I'm making that cluster worse. Another strategy I've tried is not worrying about a break ball until I put the rack in a solved state. And until I clean that up, the rack is not in a solved state. That was dumb. I hit that too hard. All right, so if I look at this now, the rack might be in a solved state, and either the 7 ball or the 4 ball might be a decent break ball. The 14 ball can also be a break ball to where I can cut it to the side. I have to go to the bottom rail and then hit the rack from behind. The 4 ball is most likely going to be the break ball, though. Most likely. So the hard part from here, which involves precise movements, not general movements like you can deal with in 8 ball and 9 ball, but I have to do precise movements because I want my 12 ball to be the last ball that I shoot to get position on the floor to use as a break ball. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me now. So chances are this camera is probably frozen too. Yep, it is. So let me try to fix it. So I ended up hearing anybody that owns a PC, you know, when you plug something in via USB and your computer makes like that dinging sound that something is either connected or disconnected. Well, I heard the disconnect sound. Aha, see, and it looks like we should be back. So I heard the disconnect sound, and I'm glad I actually heard it too, because that's when I happened to look over at the computer and saw that everything was frozen. Now I haven't missed yet, so we're still on the same rack, but you should be able to see me now, and hopefully you should be able to hear me now. This should be good. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. These always tend to happen for some reason, but I'm glad the stream didn't crash, because that's happened before too, where I lost Wi-Fi, or actually, why did I say Wi-Fi? I'm not even on Wi-Fi. I am hard plugged through my wall socket here to the internet. So I'm glad everything's working now. So let's continue. All right, so like I said, I haven't missed yet, but I'm in the hard part of straight pull right now, which is doing very precise movements to be able to get to my very last ball. So I gotta get all the way over here if I want to have a nice straight in shot on my 12 ball. This involves very precise movements to make this happen. And usually what that means is, like, I might not even get in decent break ball position here, because I know my cue ball is going to hit the short rail and then I have to make it come back out. So I got to be very careful how I hit this so I can get a decent break ball angle. And usually what this means is, because I'm at where I'm at, that probably means I didn't choose the greatest of patterns in order to be able to get to the break ball. So yeah, I sacrificed a lot in order to be able to try to make that shot, because this is a good break. This is a good break angle, because I'm going to try to cut the 4 ball into the corner pocket, and you can see the cue ball is automatically going to hit the rack from behind. So the way I hit that last shot was in order to, I wish I would have hit it just a little bit harder so my back cut isn't so thin. Because I'm notorious for missing shots like this. And I just also happened to notice another thing. Let me fix this. Looks like the camera is auto-focusing and auto-exposing itself, fixing the brightness. Let's fix that. Just a second. I know the face cam's probably doing the same thing. There we go. All right, everything should be in order. Okay, and we're at 14. Okay. So now I gotta look at this, look and see how I'm gonna hit the rack. It looks like I'm gonna hit what would be y'all's left side of the 8 ball, so my cue ball is definitely going that way. So I'll more than likely try to spin 3 rails out to try to see if I can get the cue ball out in the open and be able to shoot. Provided, of course, I don't miss this. Kind of like that. And just try to rinse and repeat. So, like, I need to solve all of this as soon as possible So that way, and as you can see, I don't have a break ball. Like, this could be a break ball, but I gotta get my cue ball all the way over here on the rail, so that way I can back cut the cue ball into the corner, maybe drive the cue ball into the rack again. I might be able to use this as a break ball, but I have to cut it, have the cue ball hit the rail, and come and bounce back out. But I'm not even worried about that right now. I'm more worried about opening all of this up. Then maybe I'll start thinking about a break ball. Maybe. I'd like to get here as soon as possible if I can, but I don't see how I can get there. Looks like I have to get there in maybe three shots, it looks like. One. Two. Here comes shot number 3. Try to cut this cue ball and spin the cue ball into that cluster. 5 ball is going to be a backup shot, hopefully. Well, I broke a ball out. That's at least a good thing. And it looks like the 11 and 8 are going to the corner as well. So I at least have to shoot this. Like I'm automatically going up table. So just embrace that and come up here anyway. See, I'm using this 11 because the cue ball is automatically going to run into these balls here. It looks like it's going to clip the 3 and then bump into that ball there. So the 3 is going that way and the 15 ball is going that way. And I don't think the 14 ball is going to move. This is the only thing I was hoping for. I was hoping the cue ball would come out further so I can play this combination. Kind of manufactured a break ball, but now I feel like I have to use it because I don't think I want to take a 3-ball combination on 8, 7, 6. I don't want to have to try to bank the 14, and the 6 ball is blocking the 8 ball. So this is really my only opportunity here. I'm going to go ahead and try the 15 on the side. And even though I'm in a solved state now, I mean, like, look at this. So, like, this could be the break ball. It's just like before. It's just a little closer to the rack. But what kind of end pattern do I create to where I can get a decent break angle? Like, it's really difficult. Like, I don't think I want to risk trying to cut this into the side and then come out for the combo. Like, that would be almost perfect if I could do that. But that could severely mess up my run, but it's no different than if I shoot this 6, try to get position for the 3, and then go from the 3 to the 7. That could severely mess up my run too, but that's all I see. So that's what I'm going to try. especially this shot right here. I might have to use the 7 ball because from the 3, it's just so much easier to go to the 8. I think I screwed that up. I should have got closer to the 8. Because if I can spin out, I got to spin out all the way over here to where I can see the 7. Somewhere over here by that second diamond. Because of how thin I put myself on this one. And no, I probably didn't spin it enough. That might be an underspin. Because now I'm blocked by the rack. And can't see the 7. So chances are, this is where my run can end, unless I manage to call a ball out of the rack. Which I've done before. It's possible. Very low percent, but it is possible. And that's a 28. So yeah, I can't see the 7 ball. So what I'm going to call is this 13 ball in this side pocket. Overbanked it. Very, like I said, very low percent shot there. So you take into account again the pattern that ended up breaking that run down to where, I don't know. I clearly could have hit the this shot harder to get position on the 8, to get better position on the 8. Yeesh. Yuck. It's called the 11 ball. Oh crap! I can't even see the 13. So I guess we'll try still the 11 ball, but I'm gonna back cut the 10 into the 7 now. 11 ball, corner pocket. Oh, well, I didn't combo it off the 7, but it doesn't matter. All I have to do is call the ball and call the pocket. This isn't necessarily a call shot. Man, this is scary. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. 10 ball. Nine ball. All the while, everybody should understand that I'm trying to, like, it's almost too late now, but I need to make sure I solve this stuff here. I'm about to solve the 15 balls, that way I can shoot the 1 later. Then I got this mess that I got to clean up a little bit too. Okay. So, now, this is what I would consider to be a solved state. So I just need to figure out what break ball do I want to use. I've got options here. Might even be able to make the 14 ball a better break ball after I shoot the 1. Because my options right now aren't that great. Well, I didn't improve the 14 all that much, but I still think it's probably the best one. That's what I'm going to roll with. So really, right now, I should be really thinking about how I want to shoot these last 5 balls. Kind of like how you would build an 8-ball pattern rack. This is my 8-ball. But the problem is that I want to be somewhere right over here. Unless, of course, I want to shoot the 14 in the side, which I should leave this guy as the key ball, but I don't have a decent shot. I'm not going to risk cutting the 13 ball. Or otherwise, I need to make sure I get the cue ball somewhere right here so I can shoot 14 and then run into the second row. And ideally, it would be nice if I could figure out how to like move my cue ball as little as possible. But even right now, I don't really even see that as an option. Like it would be really great if I could just have nothing but stop shots for an end pattern. As you can see, I've got cue ball movement almost no matter what I do. I want to use the 7 ball, that's what I'm contemplating. The 7 ball is really low on the rack. We'll end up hitting this ball here. So think about how tricky this is. Under normal conditions, I would just run these balls out, but I have to put the cue ball in a very specific position to continue the run. If I don't get that very specific position, then my run will most likely come to an end. And that ain't the position. Ah, it's supposed to be like right here. I just hit that way too soft. And that's one of this right here is one of my biggest struggling points, especially if I have a complex layout like I have there, to where I can get myself into a decent break ball position. So now I have to try to force something and hope for the best. That's what we're going to try. Well, that ain't it. I would have even missed the rack. Let me try that again. Ugh. The idea was supposed to be... Key ball was right around there. I massively undercut that ball, and I did not think I was doing that. Try this again. Never mind. Really, really difficult shot, especially one that's meant to break open the stack again, versus if I would have gotten at least a decent back cut break angle, my chances would have been better, I think. But like I said, if you take that 3-ball pattern that I had there, if I just make the balls and not worry about where the cue ball ends up, then I'll most likely get out. But like I said, the run will more than likely end if I do it that way. Tapped that 5-ball, and I still almost lost position for the 9-ball. Okay. Far so good. Rex not in a solved state just yet. It's pretty close. I just got this little mess right here that I need to fix. All right, so the rack is solved. I got to the 6 ball. This is my break ball. What's my end pattern going to look like? Where do I want to be on this 4 ball? Not straight in. Or maybe I could be straight in, because if I stop the cue ball in the rack, I get cue ball in hand in the kitchen. So that is one option. There we go. So usually when I go back and watch my streams and I look at that and I go, is that the best way to do it? Is there a better way to do this? Was there an easier pattern? And you know, how could I have done this so much easier? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. And that's why it's rather important to know where exactly are you hitting the rack. So that way you can judge the tangent line off of the ball that you hit in the rack to know whether or not if you're going to do that. And I thought I was going to hit here on this ball, because I kind of used the center ball, and I thought my cue ball was going to do this. It was going to come this way. But since it went that way, that means I must have hit right about here when I made the ball. And then you can see, like, once I hit it, then it just slides right over there. So if I'd have known better, I should have tried to draw the ball, because then I could have drew to the side rail and then avoided the scratch. So, like, if I look at this, for example, if I look and see where the cue ball is going to go, it looks like the cue ball is going to split maybe these 2 balls. So what I might be able to do is use a center ball hit here, and if I end up catching the top of the 11 more than I hit the 13, then the cue ball is most likely going to drag its way this way. If I manage to split them pretty good, then the cue ball is just going to bounce back. Kind of like that. So I still think I hit the top side of the 11, and then I billiard off of the 13, and that's what pulled me back this way. But I need to get better at studying how the cue ball goes into the rack, so I can know how to actually hit the rack, top spin, bottom spin, or whatever. So, what do y'all think I'm trying to do? I'm not worried about any of this. I'm worried about this. I want to solve it as soon as possible. Now, 1 ball's in the way from a 10-12 combo. The 8 ball goes. So, what I might be able to do is position myself a little bit better on the 8 ball using the 6. So now if I make this 8, cue ball goes into these. What will most likely happen, I'm going to hit the 12. The 12 is going to hit the 1. I don't think the 10. The 10 is going to hit the 1. They're going to move. I don't think the 12 is going to move at all. This is most likely going to be my next shot. Oh, never mind. I still hit the 12. So, like, there's another area that I need to work on more, but I knew this was going to be my next shot. So at least had that part down. But understanding how the balls are going to move when you run into them, very important thing in straight pull. Or just in general. Because like if you're going to break up clusters in 8-ball and 9-ball, you don't want to just run into the clusters for the sake of running into the clusters. Like you want to run into the clusters in a very specific way. This is probably not the right shot, but I'm doing it anyway. Okay, so the rack is in a solved state. I could probably use this as a break ball. One of these is probably the key ball, because if I can play it into the side pocket and kind of just hold the cue ball right there, I have the natural break angle. So now from here, you kind of work backwards. So if I really wanted this ball to be the last ball to shoot at, that might be the next ball, but I'm shooting at that ball now, so that it's kind of irrelevant. And then, but these are also kind of troubled balls. I need to get rid of these as well. And the 10 ball can be a key ball if I shoot the 10 ball here. So maybe I should go ahead and try and get position on the 9. And now I'm in instructional mode. Earlier I was in like super serious mode to try to get a high run, but now I feel like I'm in instructional mode. Such precise movements. And these are probably not the best patterns that I'm attempting here. Especially when I miss. I'm going it. Six, that means there's 9 down. Again, let's look at this again. Now it definitely looks like I'm hitting the bottom of the tube from here. So if I put bottom spin, I can try to draw the cue ball all the way back up table. I'm going to hit this hard enough so I can hit the head rail and then come back. Kind of like that, but I missed the shot. And I almost get a scratch. Let's try it again. So from your perspective, if I'm hitting the top of the ball, that means the cue ball goes this way. So I can either embrace it and draw it all the way back, or I can try to force it to the side rail. That's one option. If I'm hitting the ball straight in the face, then I can try to pop off of it with a stun shot. If I'm hitting the bottom of the ball, then I can either try to draw to the side rail and spin out in one direction, or I can try to force it to go to the foot rail. So when I look at this, let me try to purposely give myself the bottom of the 4, which I think is that. And if I hit this with top spin, I can try to push all the way to the foot rail. Like that. So I think I called all that correctly. And then you see, like, there's usually a mess that has to be cleaned up. even though it may be impressive that I might be able to clean this up, it's a lot of hard work. Oh, wow. Jeez. So this is the most frustrating part for me about this game, to where like I don't know how much more knowledge of the game I need, or let alone how much more practice I need. Well, obviously I need a lot of practice, but to where I can make my high runs easier. Some of y'all might think, well, why not just blast the rack? Well, I mean, I can do that. So this was good, and I've done this before. Now I just have to not miss. And the interesting part is I don't always get results like this. And so now what I'm really trying to do, without trying to take too much time, is come up with a decent pattern. Oh, I didn't see that coming. So that doesn't help. Right, and just from that alone, that can end my run. I thought I was going to spin out and come out to here to where I can see this area here. So I guess I have to try this combo here. One ball, corner pocket. All right, so there is where I sit there and say to myself, like, cue ball control obviously helps as well. I ran into the 6 unexpectedly, but had I not done that, then that would have been changed. So I'll try smashing the rack again. And then if you look, there's no break ball. That's the other thing about smashing the rack. So I have to try to manufacture one. And that in and of itself is a difficult task. I might be able to shoot the 9 and maybe try to turn the 13 or 13 ball into a break ball. I want to get a decent cut angle on the 9 in order to make that happen. Then I got that 10 and 5 that I have to solve up there. All right, but look, like a lot of my soldiers are disappearing, and I haven't even figured out how to make a break ball yet. So I might end up using the 7 ball as a break ball. The more I look at this, instead of trying to manufacture one. Look what I did. Made a combo. Oh, are you serious? Ah! Where am I at? 184. Waiting to get to 200. Or 200 plus. Come on, slow down. I want to go from one hard shot to the next. pretty good. And that's the other problem that I'll have with trying to smash the rack like that, is missing the brake ball. So when you find that there's a toss up to where like there's a point in time where like it's okay to smash the rack, and then there's gonna be a point in time to where you don't want to smash the rack. You just want to hit the rack, dislodge a ball or two, and then hopefully try to break back into the rack again. Because that's another funny thing about straight pull, is because if I want to just make this ball, I can make the ball, but I won't be able to spread the rack open. Right? That changes everything because of that rack being there. My secondary goal of opening the rack, I don't know. I guess you call it a pretty good mental block. And sometimes even when you smash the rack like that, you still might not even end up with the shot. So a lot of the times, the break ends up becoming like a super lucky shot. When you think about it. And who knows, if I play this game long enough, maybe the break can become a skilled thing. Meaning that I'll have a pretty good idea of where, not all of the balls, but a lot of the balls, I'll have an idea of where they go in a break. Like that would almost be mastering the game. If you can do that. Made it worse. Crap. Froze it to the 12 ball. See, just like this. If I was right here, that's so much different. Where I can roll forward, play a stop shot, and I'm done. But because I'm here, I got to do something completely different. And that's not even going to be enough. So look at all that movement I had to do, which creates a failure point in my run out here. Did I hit that hard enough? I did not. So now I got to go to the side rail and try to come into the rack. All right. So those are really big things that are so important, and I know them, and I just don't know why I keep overlooking them. Because you look at this and go, well, I got out, so that's a good thing. But then look how difficult it is for me to continue. And that's what you don't want to happen. What did I say? I ran smack dab into one of these two balls, and look what happened. The cue ball sticks to the rack. I either wanted to hit this ball, or I literally wanted to like hit into here, because then that would have at least opened the rack, and the cue ball would have spun its way loose. Ah. I'm gonna call the 8-ball corner pocket. And a scratch. Very difficult game. Oh, there we go. That's 200. Well, at least on this attempt. So on the last attempt of getting over 100, it took me 10 attempts, right? This time it only took me 9, so I did 1 attempt better. Total of 19 attempts. 12 times I did not get out of the first rack. 5 times I got to the second rack, so that's a good thing. And then 2 times I got into the third rack. So that's another thing. So what y'all are pretty much seeing right now is basically me. And I'm obviously appreciative of what I'm able to do, but I've got higher expectations. I want to try to say that I don't want to say that my expectations are too high, but I have rather high expectations of myself, to where, because I've got 79 twice, when you look at numbers like this, those two 79s, in my opinion, seem very lucky. Especially since I've done 19 attempts and I couldn't even get into the 40s. Right? So if I were able tonight to be able to get a couple of 30s and a couple of 40s, that would make my 79s feel a little bit better to myself. So that's basically the standard that I hold to myself, to where, like, if I were to keep on going, because I'm pretty much going to end the stream, because, like, yeah, it's already past midnight here where I'm at, and having done the Saturday night drills live stream, I'm pretty exhausted. So the stream's coming to an end on this one here. But if I keep on going, eventually you might see a 40, you might see a 50, right? And that's supposed to be normal. To where, like, you have, like, look at the red line. right? You have that average performance, but then look, there are 2 peak performances, and then after that, there aren't any. That's supposed to be normal. So for myself, when I hold myself to my own standard, like I want to see more peak performances, but also of a higher peak performance. And then eventually there'll be a really high peak performance like the 79s. If you were to take into account all of the attempts that I've ever done over the course of a year, and I've only got 2 79s to show for, and I've got a few 50s, and I think maybe 160. I don't have, and the unfortunate part is I don't have all of the numbers written down, which is why I need to eventually get to where this program can save these attempts so I can look at this stuff in the long haul to know really how am I actually progressing. Because for me to have an 11 average, that's pretty much what I do on a regular basis. Somewhere in the double digits, somewhere between 10 and 13. If I at least had a 14, that would at least say that I'm averagely getting to the second rack, which would be a massive improvement for myself. Just having a 14 or 15 average to me says miles to myself, but I haven't even acquired that milestone yet either. And so you pretty much see like how difficult it is for me, and that's where I'm always trying to watch my own live streams, read books, watch videos, and see what the heck am I supposed to do differently that's supposed to make my runs a little bit easier. Obviously, besides quit missing, right? That's always going to be the easiest way to fix my high runs is to quit missing. So yeah, there's at least the first live stream of straight pull for 2023. Let's see. So I don't want my channel to be nothing but live streams, even though doing live streams is so much easier than making recorded videos. I still have a couple of recorded ideas in mind that I want to try to punch out for 2023, but there's going to be a lot of live streams in 2023. So yeah, we're just going to have to see where things always go from here. So with that being said, though, I am going to go ahead and call it for a night. For the 45 of y'all that are still left here on YouTube, I'm not entirely sure how many of y'all are here on Facebook, but I do see Cecil Freeman, who, if I remember correctly, he was one of my J Flowers Power Jump Q winners. He has at least been here on Facebook, so I want to thank you so much for being here. Anybody that was watching on Facebook, I really do appreciate you being here. But anybody that's here on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. I see that I've had a total of $10.75 in super chats. I've got over 44 likes, so this is super awesome. If you haven't done so already, please give the stream a thumbs up on Facebook and YouTube. It both would really help me out. If you're on Facebook and you've watched this, share this stream to your Facebook profile so that way your friends and family can discover who I am, and then maybe share it to your favorite pool groups. And liking the stream on YouTube really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm so other people can discover the live stream and watch me struggle play straight pool. Stefan Medolo, I hope I said that correctly. It's not so much that I'm trying to be hard on myself, and I really try to understand, again, just the expectation that I've given myself. I've been doing this for a year. So am I trying to say in a year's time, should I have run 100 balls? No. Could somebody else put a year's time worth in here and probably run 100 balls? Sure. And if they could, congrats to them. I would have thought, unless the expectation is too high, that in a year's time, this would be a better performance. This, at least, would be a better performance in a year's time. And so far, it's pretty much stayed the same. With an occasional, because I've done it on a live stream, occasionally there'll be a nice good performance. I'll have a nice average. It won't be a 20 plus average, but it'll be a nice performance. There'll be a lot of second racks. There'll be a lot of third racks. There might even be a fourth rack. It's kind of one of those things that I kind of hold myself to. And again, I just don't know if that's high, if that's too high of a standard that I hold myself to. And it may possibly be that. But I'm going to keep pushing though, because that's the whole thing. Because I keep telling myself that if I get there, if I can get there and, you know, either break my 79, break into the hundreds, all of this hard work, will be worth it. It'll be worth it. So we'll just have to wait and see until next time. So with all that being said, everybody have a good night, and thanks so much for being here.